Hey guys, I'm Doruk. I'm the head coach for Chiefs Esports Club, the head coach of the League of Legends team. I was brought in last split actually as an assistant remote coach for Fantix. I really like the team individually. I think they're all great guys. You know, they've all got their own very unique personalities. They've all got their distinct character traits. Individually, they're all fantastic players as well. Some of them are really good and could play at an international level, I think, quite comfortably. And I think they've got a good work ethic as well. So as long as we're using that work ethic productively, I think they're going to be a very successful team. Yeah, so this is actually my first time in a gaming house. I've been coaching for several years remotely, but I've never actually been in-house before. It's a new experience, of course, but so far I don't have too many complaints. Again, people yelling all night, that's about the only issue I've come up with. So in OPL, teams are definitely a lot more aggressive than other regions I've worked with. I've primarily worked in North American Challenger and European regional leagues. And especially in Europe, teams take things quite a bit slower than I've seen here. For the first couple weeks, it was actually somewhat overwhelming. The amount of action that I had to be able to kind of break down, analyze, and give feedback for. But now that I've gotten used to it, I think there's a lot of mechanical talent, which I don't think is quite appreciated that OS players have. It's just that they really lack discipline and restraint. So that's definitely one of the main goals we're trying to emphasize. So I would say I'd put the Chiefs as a top 3 team, I think, along with Direwolves and Order. Order still have some on-stage issues I think they have to sort out, and Direwolves are still trying to implement BioPanther and kind of stabilize his play for the higher level that he's been competing in. The boys have been playing a little bit hit or miss this split. I think, again, we've had some quite high highs, and obviously our drafting has been somewhat of a hot topic, but I think all the teams have been playing pretty well recently. I'm not really going to take anything for granted. I want us to take a 2-0, but I think it's going to be a pretty competitive set of games.
His own turret. This game may as well be over, as now we see them go for the hard engage. Very nice bubble. That will force a flash. Cast brings back 3 of them, if you don't mind. Good damage coming across, however. Cleanse. Very nice cleanse, and that will be raised. Popping off in the back line. Swiper now looking for it, and in goes Sybil just to die, it looks like. Teleport now coming in. Paprise looking for the reset, but will not get them. Gets one, gets the stun out, has to flash, gets shut down.
So they're going to look to start up the Baron?
100%. You can see the rotation is coming across right now. They have question mark pinged it, but not going until they can bring Paprise. Baron health not visible right now, so I can't tell you how much left, but very nice realm warp.
Shock?
Try and check it. Shock actually goes in, goes for the play, not able to get it. Sybil on the back end now will get forced away, and that should be Baron going across to the Chiefs.
Sybil finally actually doesn't even recall. Chiefs are just hitting the Nexus, and Aurelia and Camille are in the side lane. One turret's going to go down.
Nexus turret number 1 goes down. That's going to be the Aurelia ultimate onto everyone. Fiddle in the back line as well. They're onto Raze. They will be able to blow him up, and now Paprise can start dancing. That is a shutdown. That is a triple kill. Is it going to be a quad? No, that's actually it's the Camille that picked them up. It's not going to be the Penta. Double in a single.
But all of a sudden, that was a real sketch situation.
Well, yeah, there's quite a bit of parity in this season in terms of the competitive standings of each team. I think there's still going to be some distinct tiers of play, but I still think that most of the bottom tier teams can actually compete with the top tier teams on a good day for them, and on a bad day for the higher tier teams. Obviously, parity is always good for the scene. It's always beneficial for the scene. It upgrades the level of skill. So I think if we can properly learn from each team as we play them, then it'll be extremely beneficial for not just us, of course, but for every team.
Looks for something mid, will just back away, but if Babip has to...
Actually goes in regardless. That's going to be ultimate. They go back in. Sybil, fantastic ultimate. And now that is actually a clone of Ryoma, so it won't matter all that much. Raze in the mid lane is huge at the same time. That's going to be Andrew falling down. It's a 3-for-0. looks so good for Tectonic, but the Chiefs turn it.
Hail tanks. Paprise is going to be the one tanking it up with Sybil.
It's already down to 6,000 health, however. It's going to get down to 4 before the darkness comes in. Here we go. They will just hold it, and they actually send in.
Oh!
He steals it. Babib goes from 0 to hero in this game. Over the wall goes Paprise. Certainly did. He's going all in, and Paprise into the back of the pit. Does he get one? Can he even get Dragon? He got the Dragon, and he is unstoppable right now. He is in a Coliseum, wreaking havoc on the Chiefs' backline. And that will be all of a sudden Rays now getting chased down as well.
I think there is a mixture of issues that went on tonight that resulted in the outcome. I think one, the drafts were not as optimal as they should have been. Games weren't necessarily lost off of the draft, but improvements could have been made. Then secondly, past that, it's hard to say. I think there's just quite a few problems. I think things went south early in game 1, and that kind of impacted the team dynamic in the mid and late game, where I think people got a little bit too anxious, and then I think that kind of transitioned to second game where we quite weren't comfortable playing on stage. There's obviously every set you're going to learn something from it, otherwise it's wasted time. So there's definitely quite a few things to take from it on my end, on the players' end. Ideally, if we can utilize what we learned from that productively, then this should be beneficial for the team in the long run. I mean, it's definitely a bummer. Like, obviously every coach is gonna have those issues where like, man, like, what did I do wrong? What could I have fixed? What should I have done differently? I mean, I don't think there's any coach around that's a stranger to defeat. So yes, this is extremely disappointing on my end as well. I've taken things, I could have done things differently for this set tonight, so I'm gonna use that to my advantage in the future. But at the end of the day, it's just another series, and I'm gonna treat it as such.